Star Wars Hunters has recently had a very small leak with regards to an upcoming hunter, and I'm going to bring that news to you guys today. It's going to be a very quick little video because there's not too much to go over, but I thought it was very exciting nonetheless. So without wasting any more time, let's get stuck right into it. If you're keen for Star Wars Hunters, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. There's going to be plenty more content on the way as we get closer and closer to launch. Now, this leak comes from Mr. Pood, who regularly data mines the metadata, which is essentially something that is downloaded every time you open the game. Every time you open the game, you can see at the start of the actual loading screen, it actually says it is downloading the metadata, and the metadata is essentially updated like every week or so whenever they add stuff to the store and stuff like that. That is what actually changes, and so that's how people are able to get their hands on this stuff, is because you're essentially downloading this to your whatever device you're playing on, your phone or your Switch when it comes out on the Switch. And that allows people to actually data mine it, which is very exciting for us as content creators and as fans of the game. Now, the other day, there was actually a new bundle that appeared in the store, or not actually in the store already, but it appeared in the files for the game essentially, and it will eventually appear in the store, which was a bundle for a hunter called Char, who is a Trandoshan, and he was leaked at the start of the year, and he has actually had a brief mention in the Hunter's novel, Battle for the Arena. So this isn't some a made up character or anything like that. We actually already know of this guy, and personally I think it's very, very exciting to have a Trandoshan on the way. A character like that actually suits this game so perfectly well, and I think it's going to suit the lore of the game really well too, because we obviously know Trandoshans do not like Wookiees, and obviously Groz, who is already in the game, he's a Wookiee, so there's going to be definitely a bit of tension there. They can really tell some cool story elements through that, and yeah, I'm definitely very keen to get my hands on Char. Now, unfortunately, there are no images or anything like that. The only stuff that we actually have our hands on is one of the banners and also one of the logos, and that came from January, so that's from a very long time ago. That was the leak that I sort of mentioned that was earlier on in the year, and so there's nothing actually new in terms of this, but we do have a banner that points at this being Char. We have a picture of a Trandoshan in that logo, so that's essentially all we know about Char in terms of how he's going to look or anything like that, because obviously even though we did hear about him in the novel, he wasn't on the cover, and obviously being a novel, it didn't have images in it, so unfortunately there's not too much to show, but hopefully we do hear some actual official news on this very, very soon. Now, something else that is very exciting is that it's said in the files, which is found in the Discord. If you guys are interested, you can join that Discord where they essentially share these leaks, and there was pretty much a bit of information that shows what weapon he's going to have, and that is the scattergun. Now, this was a weapon that was actually available in Battlefront. If you guys played Battlefront 2, it was essentially the shotgun that you use when you're playing as the assault class and you entered the Vanguard mode, and so it's pretty much confirmed that Char is going to have a shotgun, which is definitely very exciting. I think that's a cool addition to the game. We don't really have any weapons like that just yet, and it kind of points at him being definitely a very aggressive and up close and personal type of hunter. I was watching my good friend Mark, or otherwise known as Split Screen's video on this, and he mentioned that there are obviously already so many damage hunters in the game, and there's not that many tank hunters, so there's probably a good chance that Char could be a tank in this game. That would make sense, having him be a pretty big tough Trandoshan, and he's got a shotgun, so he can be up close and personal, similar to how Groz plays, and it means he can kind of tank a lot of damage. And it would also just make sense because obviously if he's going to be the counter to Groz, or not really the counter, but he's the counterpart to him, in that they're obviously going to have a bit of a rivalry there, it'd be pretty cool to have them in the same class as well. So if I had to guess, I'd probably say he's going to be a tank. That being said, he could be another damage hunter. They've obviously already got so many, and on one hand you could say, oh, why would they add more? But then on the other hand, you could also say they're obviously going to be adding a lot of damage hunters because there's already so many in the game. Now, as for when he's probably going to be coming to the game, obviously as of right now we don't really know. If they're going to be adding bundles already, so these are in the files of the game already, it's probably going to be sooner than we think, and it's very exciting to think that they're starting to ramp up. We just got a big update pretty recently, and if this is going to be happening pretty soon, maybe the game is actually going to finally launch sometime soon. They're surely not going to ramp up and add multiple hunters in a span of a few months without launching the game, when it's meant to be launching within the next 6 months or so. Either way though, I'm keen to hear what you guys think of this news, so be sure to let me know down in the comment section, and as always, keep your eyes peeled for more Star Wars Hunters news. Any news that we get like this in terms of leaks, as well as actual official confirmation of the launch date or anything like that, any big updates, I'll definitely be covering that right here on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for more. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and may the force be with you always.